We ready, Bob? All righty. Okay, can we welcome to the November meeting? Can we have roll call, please?
Mrs. Buchanan? Here. Mrs. Eakin-Chebley?
Here.
Mrs. Geist?
Here.
Mrs. Gerlach?
Here.
Mr. Harkins?
Here.
Miss Moore?
Here.
Mr. Obert?
Here.
Vice President Kelly?
Here.
President Morgan?
Here. Can we all please stand for a pledge of allegiance and a moment in silence and remember our first responders and our men and women across seas keeping us safe every day. Okay, everybody's favorite moment of the meeting, Mr. Nitty's reflections.
Thank you very much, President Morgan, and welcome all to our November board meeting. I hope everyone's school year is progressing nicely as we make our way into the holiday season. I would like to begin tonight by honoring and expressing our gratitude to our two departing board members. Serving as a member of the School Board of Directors is a tremendous amount of time, work, effort, and energy. All of our board members make considerable sacrifices from their own lives and families in their service to the school district and community, and we are very grateful for their many contributions. Let me read a little bit about each of our departing members and then present to them a small token of our affection and appreciation. Kelly Buchanan has been a proud member of the board since 2016. She and her husband have been homeowners in Bristol Township since 2001. She was born and raised in the district and attended James Buchanan, Neil Armstrong, and Harry S. Truman. She has had 3 children make their way through district schools. During her time on the board, Kelly has been a part of the many facility initiatives and building projects that have changed the landscape of the school district. I first met her back in 2022, and I'm very appreciative of the opportunity provided to me and all that Kelly has done to support the efforts of the administrative team. We can all certainly attest that Kelly is a very student-centered board member who truly keeps the best interests of Bristol Township students as her main motivation and primary interest. Kelly was always very involved, very visible, and her affection for Bristol Township students was clear and obvious. Kelly, we thank you so much for all of your work and wish you and your family the very best going forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stacy Gerlach stepped in a year ago to join the School Board of Directors and fill out the remaining time for the seat of a board member who moved out of the district. Stacy was previously a member of the Bristol Township School Board of Directors for many years, where she served on a variety of communities and in a myriad of roles during her tenure. She was born and raised in Levittown, is an alumnus of Truman High School and the Bucks County Tech School's nursing program. Stacy's experience and knowledge was clear from the moment she joined the board, as she made many valuable contributions to the board and our district endeavors throughout the past year. She is also a champion for Bristol Township students and is very supportive and appreciative of the efforts of our staff. Stacy, thank you for doing exactly what you said you were going to do, working with your fellow directors and the administration to move the schools forward and promote student achievement. And we express our gratitude to you and wish you the best going forward. Thank you, Stacy. So we got this for you. Come over to the front here. Nice, huh? Thanks, man. Want to come up with me? All right, moving on. As we all know, the Bristol Township School District has a very strong program in the arts, and it is wonderful to see the return of the honoring and celebrating of some of the very talented students we have in the fine and performing arts. Please welcome Lori Gallagher to recognize this month's Foundation of the Arts Students of the Month. Ms. Gallagher.
Thank you. This is always my favorite time, and thank you all for having us here again. I already do know that one of our students was not able to make it here tonight. Her teacher did let me know that she is on a trip. So, Mr. Nitty and Dr. Polzer, you'll have to make your way to Franklin at some point and give her.
Yeah, we know we do that. We'll track her down and
Absolutely.
embarrass her in front of all her friends in class, but
That's why we
what we
send
do.
For those that don't know, I represent CREATE. CREATE is the Foundation for the Arts in Bristol Township. We're a nonprofit that raises money and awareness of some of our arts programs in the district. And November is my favorite month because I get to come and kick off the Artists of the Month. We start off with our 3 secondary buildings, and then the next time we're here, we will be doing 3 elementary buildings. We're going to start off with Benjamin Franklin's art nominee, and I know that, like I said, unfortunately, Layla Ruiz is not able to make it tonight. Her teacher let me know she is on a trip. She is an 8th grade student at Ben Franklin Middle School. Layla's creativity shines through her carefully thought out artwork, as well as her style and even her Halloween costumes. She embodies the CARES expectation, that's their school-wide positive behavior, every day in the art room and throughout the school. She is incredibly talented, and they are so proud to have her here in Bristol Township. So we'll send that certificate and certificate out to Layla. Our next student that we're honoring is our vocal musician of the month, and I'm not sure if she's here. Okay, awesome. So from Armstrong, our vocal musician of the month, come on up. And I'm going to ask you to pronounce your name for me so I don't butcher it.
Mormalua.
Okay, Mormalua. Thank you. Hang on to that, Mormalua. Wait, we get to say good things, and then we get your picture, and you get to be embarrassed, too. This comes from Miss Weinbrenner, the vocal musician, the vocal teacher at Armstrong. She writes, "It's my pleasure to nominate Mormalua for Vocal Musician of the Month. As her middle school choir director for the past few years, Ms. Weinbrenner has had the privilege of watching her grow as a student, a young musician, and a person. Mormalua has gone above and beyond with her hard work, leadership, and skills in not only her academics, but extracurricular activities as well. She possesses a natural talent for learning music and has had great academic success in middle school. After many years of teaching, Ms. Weinbrenner writes she has only seen a handful of students who can compare to how musically inclined Mormalua is. She has proven this through dedication, follow-through, and teamwork. Last year, she auditioned and was selected to perform for the Bucks County Chorus Festival and did an absolutely amazing job. She has also always been so incredibly brave to share her voice in the choir room, and they hope this continues for the foreseeable future. And to let you know, Ms. Weinbrenner holds you in the highest regard, and she is positive you'll flourish in any setting that you're in. So congratulations." And this is for you. This is a Barnes & Noble gift card for you. We're going to ask you to go over there. You can bring your whole family. We'll embarrass the whole family, and you can have pictures taken. And as always, the pictures will be up on our on the district website, and then when you get pictures at Franklin, we'll put those up too. Oh, that's a great picture. Great job. And our final student to honor tonight is from Truman High School, and that is our instrumental musician, Audrey McGeechee. Audrey, come on up. I feel like you were here last year, Audrey.
I was.
Okay, I thought so. So I'm going to let you hold on to that, and this is yours also. Okay. So Mr. Krylov was feeling very expansive when he wrote this for me, because usually I get 1 or 2 lines from him, but he really must hold you in high esteem. I got a whole page. So this might take a while. Audrey is one of the marching band's senior drum majors. She's a 4-year member. She's a trumpet player. Some of her accolades include being in the jazz band, the Holiday Ensemble. She is secretary of the National Honor Society. She's president of the Key Club. She's active in Truman Drama. She's active in student council. At Camp Adahe, she's a volunteer lifeguard. She's active in speech and debate. She's active in voice. You're going to have to explain this next one to me. At HSD. Okay. She does that too. She is Honors AP Scholar with Distinction, National Recognition Program Award, College Board, and the National Honor Society. Mr. Krylov says that Audrey is one of the top students that he has ever had the pleasure of working with. So congratulations, Audrey. I feel like she's going to be on our website a lot. Yes, congratulations, Audrey. I'll bring that up to you. And as always, we'll be back the next board meeting. Also wanted to just give you something to think about. Our board on Create is looking for new members, so if any of you are interested in joining the Create board or just becoming a patron of the arts, we'll have that program up and running, and we'll give you more details about that next month. Thank you.
Of the microphone being turned on, and also brings with it the return of our school presentations. And it is great to have with us Truman High School Principal John Craig, who will share with the board and public an update from his school. Welcome, Mr. Craig. Like everyone else around here, a devout Pittsburgh Steeler fan. Welcome, sir. So,
wow, thanks. So I have to follow the art kids. Their amazing work, and I'm the.
He is from there.
When's your contract up?
Eagles fans, be proud of who you are. Don't worry about it.
That's right.
Be proud of who you are.
Yeah.
And don't forget your superintendent's a Dolphins fan. All right. It goes both ways. So thank you. I'd like to take a couple minutes to talk about Truman and what we've got going on, things we're proud of, things we're getting ready to get cranked up for the year. And all about, just share about how I have the easiest job in the district, taking care of some of the best kids in the district. So, thinking about this, we always talk about at the high school, we have 4 A's, our academics, athletics, arts, and activities. That pretty much sums up the high school experience. And so, starting with academics, there's some big things we want to talk about. So, I went back and looked at from 2021 till now, so almost 4 years and counting. Our academics are taking some big turns, right? At this point, we offer a 675% increase in dual enrollment opportunities. In 2021, we had 4. Now we have over 30 dual enrollment opportunities, which kids are taking advantage of. Kids are walking out with multiple college credits before they even have a diploma, and it's something we're really proud of and expanding. And we're seeing it as an increasing trend in high schools in the area. A 78% increase in qualifying AP scores, including 20 scores of 5 last year, which is one of our highest of all time. Our PVOS increases. PVOS is a fancy word for growth on standardized tests, and we won't get in the weeds there. But since 2021, we've had a 38% increase in literature, a 24.5% increase in Algebra 1. Last year's scores were the best growth scores we've had to date since PVOS is measured in algebra. And that's not a typo. There was a 206% growth in biology scores in PVOS this year, and it was our best scores by far in biology since they've started tracking PVOS. And we've also had one of the safest starts of the year. Violent incidents are down 80%. So I think these things all come together when we look at our academics and where we've come and what we've been able to do this year. I started the whole year by telling the staff it's going to be the best year yet, which feels cliche. You're the principal, you're supposed to say those things. But I think if you come down to Truman, you're going to see it is a different place, it is a different feel, and there's a high energy in the right direction going the places we want to go. One of the biggest things we introduced, which has taken a lot of time and effort, and every month we look to adjust and tweak, is our Tiger Time initiative. And just some of the stats to pull out of that, and I'll save the best for last. But to date, our kids on IXL have answered 506,000 questions. That might seem like a lot. It is a lot. And what they're doing and how that's improving their personalized scores is huge. And when you break that down, we've made our weekly average 6 times in questions answered. Last year, we've had 0. So already in 2 months, we're seeing a change, or 3 months almost. And our proficiency average, we've hit that goal 4 times. And again, last year we did it 0. So again, we're seeing academic successes come out of the Tiger Time initiative. And then probably the biggest thing, since 2021, we've had a 73.6% decrease in the failure rate. And it was over 50%, or almost 50% from last year to this year. The best we've had since I can go back and find the records, at least in the last 10 to 15 years. So there's a huge shift in the right direction at Truman. It's the place to be, and we're excited about where we're going and getting back to what we're about, which is academics. By far, the biggest thing we do all day is student academics. Athletics, we just wrapped up our fall season. We had an increase in participation in our fall sports this year, which we're excited about. We're going to keep chasing wins as much as we can. We're really excited for our winter sports to kick off. Winter sports just started last Friday. As most of you know, thank you again to our board and our maintenance team for a brand new gym, brand new lights. We're excited to open that up and expand upon that and have an exciting boys and girls season in there, as well as wrestling boys and girls. Also, on December 6th, don't forget, we're having our ribbon cutting for our brand new, well, not brand new, but revamped Hall of Fame. Most people that have come to the gym had no idea Hall of Fame existed in that hallway. It was there, I promise you, but you didn't know it was there. Ask our students, they didn't even know it existed until now. Now when you go in and see what we did, it's outstanding. Mike and his team, the work they did to prep it, and then the company we brought in to do the work to lay the graphics. It is night and day in that space. We can't wait to open it up for all the sports seasons this winter and invite everyone on December 6th for the official ribbon cutting when that takes place on a Saturday before we play Norristown and beat Norristown. Arts, nothing goes hand in hand more than arts and Harry S. Truman. There's so much I could talk about. We're piloting Beetlejuice in the spring. We have our winter concert coming up on December 17th, so mark your calendars. And there was this kid named Jacob Geist who wrote and directed his own play this fall, Out of Service. Congratulations to him and that production. Arts are abound, clearly, here at Bristol Township and also at Harry S. Truman. And our activities, there's so much to mention at a high school, from the homecoming dance to the NHS induction to the record-breaking weekend our speech and debate team had a few weekends ago, William Tennant, the mock car crash. We moved to the fall and had a successful event this year. The team wanted to really talk about how smart decisions aren't just prom time, smart decisions are all the time. So that was a shift to the fall, so we pulled away from prom and make it about all decisions all the time. Spirit Week, blood drive 2 weeks ago, I believe. So, there's not an unbusy month at Truman ever. There's always something going on. There's always kids driving the change we want. And there's always something that you can check out and we're proud to brag about on our social media sites. And then we talk about the future, the 3 E's, right? We always say to kids, when you walk out of Truman, you're going to either be enlisted, enrolled, or employed somewhere. And how do we prepare you for that? Obviously, a lot of our attention goes towards enrollment in colleges and universities. 86% of kids are going to walk out of Truman into some kind of program. We just had a college fair at the community college on Friday. A ton of kids were at the community college and got to learn about their programs up close. Today, actually, we had a historically black college and university fair that our kids attended. They had immediate acceptances at the fair. It's a great event we've done the last couple years, and our kids take so much from it. At our opening family night, we had over 45 colleges, universities, and for the first time, we were glad to welcome trade unions and military branches to that event as well, so we could also put kids in those places. And we're looking at using Tiger Time. We're setting up dates for unions and military trades to come in, not just colleges, so the kids can find those passes as they see them. And our college visits are on a higher rate than they've been in a while. Princeton and Yale literally just came in October to recruit our kids, and they're going to have to fight over them because there's a lot of good talent in Truman, and they're going to have to fight to get them to come. But that's always what we talk about. Truman is the vehicle to take you on one of those paths, and then while you're there, how do we get you set up for those paths as best we can? So looking forward, there's so much going forward for the school year for us. Winter and spring sports, as we talked about, winter keystones around the corner. We're constantly looking every month at Tiger Time for ways to be flexible and to create more opportunities for kids, different opportunities for kids. We want to adapt it to meet their needs. That's what it's all about. And, there's a lot of success and feedback we get to change that. Our Hall of Fame ribbon cutting. A new thing we're going to introduce, I'm writing like hundreds of handwritten notes. We're going to invite a ton of 8th graders to come shadow at Truman and see what it's about. Don't just believe what you hear and think it's about. Come see a day walking in those kids' shoes over there and what it's like and how much you can have success at our school. We're excited about Beetlejuice, District Art Show, formals, proms, graduation walk, commencement, and all that stuff like every high school has every year. So, that was a lot. So you should always follow us on Instagram. If you don't have the Truman app yet, what are you waiting for? That's where you can, school board members, new folks coming in the school board, you can see every day, you'll get an alert of what's going on at Truman, what's scheduled sports-wise and other things. You can always keep up with what we're doing. It's all right there to keep you grounded in all things Truman. And finally, I just want to say thank you to our school board directors, superintendent, and cabinet. Thank you for believing in us in our Tiger Time initiative. I know there was a lot of conversation in both ways, but you can see the academic success already, and we're excited to see standardized test scores and things like that, which we know we get measured against, and what that will do for us. I have the best assistant principal team in the nation. They make me look good. They're way smarter than me. That's why I bring them in to make me look good, but they are fantastic. I can't thank them enough. Our faculty and support and staff in the building, they made Tiger Time run. They are the ones that make the academic scores turn around. We just set up a parameter for them, and they run with it, so thank you so much. Our maintenance and custodian team, always taking care of our building. It's never looked better. Parents and guardians, thank you for sharing your kids with us. We love them, and we love having them with us, so we thank you. We know they're your most precious commodity. And then the students. Sometimes in all the work we do, we forget where they live and where they are and what we're there for. We always got to remind ourselves they're the reason we exist and what we're doing. And a special shout out to Paige and Gracie, with Matt and Patrina, with my student advisory council. I'm blessed to work with them every month and have conversations in my office. And we talk about weird things. We talk about good things. We talk about things at Truman. But a special shout out to Gracie and Paige, founding members of the High School Democrats of America chapter in Truman High School. They want to feed the entire community if they can. They've already run fundraisers. They don't care about creed, race, politics, whatever it is. They did fundraisers. They want to hold ways to feed kids and families in our school. I just want to give them a huge shout out because they took a brand new club and ran with it and are living the ideals I think we all want to see in our politicians, but also what we want to see in our community. So thank you so much for your time. Thanks for sharing these kids with us, and go Tigers.
Thank you very much, Principal Craig. Very appreciative of your efforts, appreciative of the efforts of your staff, and grateful for the work that they do each and every day with our students. I know you have to get up very early in the morning, having spent many years in a high school, so feel free to step out when you have a moment, spend time with your family, and we'll see you bright and early in the a.m. over at Truman. President Morgan, that concludes my report for this evening. I now turn it over to you to make our way through the remainder of the agenda.
All right, John, thank you very much. And they don't make baskets in that gym. I'm holding you accountable, my friend. All right. All right, good. Student Advisory Council, you got a heck of an introduction there. Let's see what we got tonight.
Also on our website to give our students more of an opportunity to learn about what FAFSA is and how important it is. We had the mock car crash on October. Oh, now it's on. Hi, guys. Well,
Hey, you got something in common with Mr. Nitty. You're good.
we had the mock car crash on October 30th. Our football season ended, and we also had an extra game. Thank you to West Catholic. Like Mr. Craig also mentioned, the club that Gracie and I co-founded, we raised $121 in 1 week selling candygrams to the students. And soon the students bought them for the teachers, the administrators, even Miss Jean, our lovely security. So thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gracie. On November 10th, we marked the end of the first marking period and the beginning of our second on the 11th. Also on the 10th and 11th, we held the Beetlejuice auditions, and since the cast list has been announced and we've started rehearsals. All winter sports started on November 14th, and coming up, our Keystones are scheduled for December 4th, 8th, and 10th instead of in January this year.
Hello, my name is Matthew Emmerich. We just had our Key Club bake sale. Key Club blood drive just happened. 7 Truman seniors went to speak at the middle schools to talk about Truman. And the dodgeball tournament is 11/26. All proceeds are raised for the Voice food drive.
Hi, I'm Patrina. The Bucks County Community College trip happened on the 14th. The Spanish class dance trip is going to happen on the 20th. The HBCU field trip was today, and it was a really fun time to meet all of the colleges. And then theater is going to see Christmas Story at Walnut Street on the 5th.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
night.
you. Have a good evening now. Oh, well, Dave, I know you love to follow this, so
Yeah, it
go
was
for
it's
it.
quite, those 4 or 5 presentations is always hard to follow, but I'll be brief. The executive session started tonight at 6:30. All board members who are here tonight were present at the executive session, along with Mr. Nitty, Mr. Polzer, Ms. Kitchenman, also a representative from Stiefel Nicholas, and several items were discussed, informational items, litigation, collective bargaining, real estate, and personnel, and that meeting concluded just before this meeting started at 7:30. That is my report.
Thank you. Facilities and operations, Michael?
Thank you, President Morgan. October district vehicle repair costs, we repaired 3 vehicles or inspections at a cost of $1,406. We repaired 3 pieces of kitchen equipment at a cost of $1,010, and we completed 630 work orders in October. Some of the operations, special projects, we built a storage shed inside the courtyard at Ben Franklin to store a lot of our equipment. Wanted to mention that a lot of that material was recycled from the Truman rock climbing wall that we removed over the summer. All schools' gas meters and regulators have been inspected by PICO. That's a yearly inspection we complete. Chiller and cooling tower at Armstrong have been decommissioned in preparation for the summer renovation project. Operations and maintenance continue to survey the documents and schedules with School Board President Morgan almost on a daily basis over the Armstrong project. All of our plows and Kubotas have been serviced by our STA mechanics and are ready, hopefully not for much use over the winter. And last but not least, we are making preparations for our 5-year state-mandated sprinkler inspections at our schools that will take place over Christmas break. With that, I'll end my report.
Thank you, Michael. John already gave you a huge shout out, but your staff has very unhurled it. And I love to say thank you because normally you only get screamed at. And speaking of unhurled at staff, Luke, I want to thank you for what you've done with our security team. Since you've been here, it's night and day. And you go unnoticed also, but we notice it, so thank you. Curriculum, special education, co-curricular policy, technology, public relations. Amy.
Thank you. We had our meeting on November 13th here in the boardroom. First to note, we had a professional development day on November 4th, and that day was spent on curriculum-related initiatives. We have an early dismissal professional development this Wednesday, November 19th, so students will be getting out early from school that day. We discussed old curriculum resources from the elementary schools that will be disposed of. Also, Ms. Cargill discussed a partnership with the Heritage Conservancy with a grant that they're applying for. The training will be on environmental literacy beginning next fall of 2026. They will deliver lessons, and Ms. Cargill will make sure the lessons are inclusive for all students using universal design for learning. They will be focused on the watershed, and they will also provide substitute coverage for teachers that are participating. Mr. Sarapo gave a report on our behavior data. We're tracking the behavioral statistics across the areas of tardy to class, technology, fighting, defiance minor, physical contact, horseplay, and disruption. The data helps teams at each school determine informing practices and determine causes across buildings, and also helping to determine incentives to encourage appropriate behavior. Special education, Dr. Schultz is updating a job description for a secretary position, and that will be reviewed by the union prior to coming to the board, hopefully in January. There's one policy, 209, diabetes management, that is on the agenda for a second reading for this evening. The federal programs, we had multiple presentations that were agreed to be, my goodness gracious, they're going to be accepted for a proposal at the conference in January. Those presentations were by Eric Sarapo, Jess Festa, Jillian Cargill, Megan Gankars, Bernadette Hanna, and myself. There's a new club at the high school called the HOSA Club. It is for students who are interested in the medical field, and we'll be examining more about that and how we can help fund that club for them. And our next meeting is January 15th at 6 o'clock. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. You Legislative Council, that's me. We have a meeting tomorrow night. I will forward my minutes down to you, Regina. PSBA Liaison, Amanda.
Thank you. I get to bring good news. Yay. The state passed the budget. If anyone was following in the news, Morrisville, there was an article about if the budgets were not passed, having to close in January. So it's amazing to hear that the budget impasse ended after 135 days. And before I share from this article, I just want to throw out a little reminder that as a school board and a school district, we must have a budget passed by June 30th. And that is with or without the state budget being approved, even though our budget heavily relies on the state's budget. So just a little from the article, billions of dollars for Pennsylvania's public schools and social services could soon start flowing after 4+ months of delay, as lawmakers approved key elements of a roughly $50 billion spending plan to break the state's budget impasse. A concession to help seal the deal meant Democrats agreed to Republican demands to undo a regulation aimed at making Pennsylvania the only major fossil fuel producing state to force power plant owners to pay for their planet-warming greenhouse gas emissions. Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro signed several key budget bills shortly after they passed, approving hundreds of pages of budget legislation that had barely been public for a few hours. In a Capitol News conference, Shapiro called it a great budget that came from weeks of closed-door negotiations with leaders of a politically divided legislature where we stayed at the table and we all stood up for the things that matter most. I will share that full article for the minutes. Thank you.
And I just screwed it up. Bristol Township Liaison, Gallus.
Now, you also have something in common.
Yeah, that's why I said I screwed it. I'm just following the lead tonight.
Thank you, Mr. President. Contrary to some of the signs you've seen around town, the township will hold their annual holiday parade Saturday, November 22nd, 2025. The time will be 12 to 3, and as usual, the township is asking you to come celebrate the annual parade in Bristol Township beginning at Brookwood Elementary. The parade will travel down Haynes Road and then Mill Creek Parkway until it arrives at Mill Creek Elementary. Join us and take in the joyous atmosphere. Witness amazing floats, marching bands, and more. It's the ideal way to begin the holiday season with loved ones. And an additional note is the offices will be closed for Thanksgiving on the 27th and 28th, and that's my report.
I noticed the signs were changed. Actually, they changed them Sunday. All right, Bucks County Technical School. Callie.
Good evening, everyone. Our meeting was held Monday, October 27th at the tech school. Students of the month from Bristol Township for September were 12th grade student Marwa Shakur. We are offering Skills for Life Academy tours. The remaining tour dates are November 21st and December 5th. Our PIA session was at 6:30, where policy changes for Policy 122, extracurricular activities were discussed. NYHS induction ceremony was on November 5th. Our open house was held on November 10th. We approved the appointment of Mark Holtzman as Administrative Director to replace Hank DeGeorge, who is retiring in August. Mark is currently the Assistant Administrative Director and is an asset to the administration team. Graduation will be June 11th at the Cure Insurance Arena. The newsletter is attached for board docs for your review. Our next meeting is Monday, November 24th, 7:30 at the tech school. Thank you.
Finance, Insurance, Transportation. Amber.
Good evening. The Finance Committee meeting was held on Wednesday, November 12th, 2025, in the Administration Building. Board members present were Gala Sobert and Jim Morgan and Donna Kelly via Google Meet. The meeting was also attended by several members of the administrative team. Department reports were provided by Transportation, Operations, and Food Service. Bill lists for October were provided for the board members to review. In addition, the following items were reviewed: bond information presentation, the 2026 bond engagement letter, senior citizen tax rebate, volunteer firefighter rebate for 2025, the 26-27 Act 1 index resolution, the Truman High School after-school programs grant, budget transfers, and Tint Pro for Ben Franklin. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Do we have any public participation for agenda items? No, we do not. Approval of minutes. Approve the minutes of Monday, October 20th, 2025.
So moved.
Okay, Stacy?
Second.
Kelly, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Treasurer's report.
As of October 31st, 2025, the cash balance in the cash contribution account was $3,771,211.54. The overall investment account balance totaled $50,536,502.34 as of the same date. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Approve the treasurer's report, subject to audit.
So moved. Second.
Chris and Gallus, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Here we go. 2025 October operations report. 2025 October mercantile tax report. 2025 September health service report. 2025 October health service report. 2025 October lunch participation report. The approval of the administrative reports will be accepted into the minutes subject to audit.
Second.
We don't have to vote that in. No motion required on that one. All right. Do we have any unfinished business? Okay. Woodrow Wilson, Delhas High School class of 1975 donation. Pursuant to Bristol Township Board Policy 702, accept the donation of the amount of $510 from Woodrow Wilson and Delhas High School class of 1975, which will benefit the band students at Harry S. Truman High School.
So moved.
Chris.
Second.
Stacy, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Approve the, we good? Approve the MOU of the new job description with the Transport Workers Union for an evening custodian as presented.
So moved.
Gallus. Who was that? Amanda. Questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Consent agenda from 12:3 through 12:11, then through 13:7 through 16:9. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Gallus, Stacy, questions on the motion? All in
Yes.
favor?
I do have a question. I was just wondering, for 1211, can we do an individual question on that one? The diabetes management policy? I was just wondering about like the rationale behind that.
What number?
1210.
Yeah, 1211 is a co-curriculus.
It says 1211
got
on mine.
moved.
I don't know.
It's
Moved down because
12:11.
we added consent.
The diabetes
The
policy.
diabetes
Right.
policy.
That was vetted in policy committee. Do you want to just summarize? It was, I think, Yes. Currently, Ms. Jones, who's our nursing coordinator, recommended that we add this language so that when we have students who do care for their own diabetes medication and carry it with them, it kind of provides more protections and also some requirements and things so that if they're not being responsible with them, then we have some things that we could do also. And it also then allows training for staff as well. So kind of just a little bit more protections for students and for staff. You're welcome.
Okay, do I have a first? Oh, we got that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries 9-0. Okay. Finance operations. Approve the amount of district's payroll for the month of October 2025. $7,469,577.
So moved.
Kelly.
Second.
Amanda, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0.
And before we move on, I'd like to question 13.3, the act resolution budget. And also, which one was it?
Well, let's get to the bills first. Payment of bills.
13.4 as well.
Payment of bills. This is a bill, approve the payment of bills for the month of November 2025. General fund prepayments, $7,089,926.25. General fund regular payments in the amount of $1,463,137.80. Food service fund payments in the amount of $354,900.81. Student activity fund prepayments in the amount of $7,443.92.
So moved.
Dallas. Stacy, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. This one,
Just to clarify, we want to make, you're requesting to fill out the Act 1 resolution and the bond parameters resolution, those two?
Correct.
Okay. Those are the next two, then, that's why.
what are we doing now?
Instead of consent agenda, these two, Ms. Egan Shepley is requesting that we have a specific discussion and an individual vote
Oh,
on
okay, that's fine. Approve the, Act 1 resolution limiting real estate tax increase to a maximum of 4.6%. All right, I say this every year. We are not raising taxes in tonight's meeting. This is just a budgetary exercise. If we deem necessary, in June, we can go up to that limit. I repeat, we are not raising taxes tonight. Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. President, also, this has to be done, I think, by January. at the
Yeah, it has to be
latest.
done so we can move forward.
Right, so it's a statutory requirement, this district and every other district in the Commonwealth's been doing this for 16, 17 years now, I think, something like
Right.
that, anyway, ever since.
The only reason I've stayed at
So
one
moved.
meeting, some people, lost their minds, thought we were raising taxes in December. Okay, approve the Act 1 resolution limiting real estate tax increase to a maximum of 4.6% for the 2026-2027 school year as presented.
So
Roll call
moved.
vote. Chris?
Second.
Dallas? All right, can I have a roll call vote, please? Are there discussions, any questions? Okay, no questions. Can we have a roll call vote?
Oops. Mrs. Eakin Chebley,
No.
Amanda Geist. Yes. Mr. Christopher Harkins,
Yes.
Mrs. Donna Kelly,
Yes.
Miss Constance Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Gallus Obert,
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly Buchanan,
Yes.
Mr. James Morgan,
Yes.
and Mrs. Stacy Gerlach.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-1. Okay, so we're doing the same thing here, right? Motion to approve the bond parameters resolution authorizing issue of general obligation bond series of 2026 tax exempt and a maximum principal amount not to exceed $22,500,000 for the purpose of funding capital improvements and paying the cost of the issuing bonds, authorizing the preparation, filing of debt statement, and other documentation as set forth in the bond resolution and ratifying the pre-enactment notice published respect thereto.
Mr. Truelove, my question wasn't about roll call for this one.
No, it wasn't, you didn't care, you didn't want this on the specific one? You didn't want this to be voted on individually?
I mean, I thought it had to be because our names are individually marked for their certificate for the bond.
No, it doesn't have to be. In fact, this, like many other motions, only requires a majority of the board. I mean, you can do it if the board prefers that, there's certainly nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I just feel like the whole board wasn't really briefed on all of this.
Well, there was a finance committee meeting, as Ms. Kitchenman noted, that discussed this in detail, and of course, there was a representative tonight. So there's been information available for at least, well, more than a week, but for quite some time. It was, several weeks, actually. But, I mean, it's up to you.
But was this also put out to the public as well?
That's what tonight's purpose is, to put this out there for the public to consider. As was discussed earlier, there's no final decision on incurring the indebtedness until sometime in January. But this is a necessary process that to put in motion all required documentation and review and analysis so this can be done in a timely manner. And this is actually, the purpose of this is to make sure that the Armstrong Middle School can be rehabbed and renovated, since it's the last school in the district that hasn't undergone that. And I think, as Mr. Murray from Stiefel noted, the way this is designed, the incurrence of indebtedness in the initial 20 years is relatively, the debt service is relatively minimal compared to the overall amount that will cost the district in terms of its overall budget. So.
And Davis, to be clear, the first year is, we're not incurring any debt
No
next year.
debt, 25, 26, correct? Yeah.
The Armstrong project is at critical mass. We're having trouble keeping the place at a temperature that's comfortable for learners. So we're at the stage where we want to put new AC and heat in that building so that we have sustainable educational levels within the classrooms. So in order to be on timeline and to start that project, we need money to start that project. So we're going to be doing this construction during a period of time when students aren't in the building, which is this summer. So for everything to work out and for this construction project to hit the timeline that you need for your students, we back up, and this is where we land.
You could do an individual, if you want to do individual.
All right, do we have a first?
Do you have a motion? I'm sorry.
Motion? I'll make the motion. All right, Stacy, do I have a second?
Second.
Donna? All right, just go through a roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Buchanan?
Yes.
Mrs. Eakin Chebley?
No.
Mrs. Geist? Yes. Mrs. Gerlach?
Yes.
Mrs. Harkins?
Sure. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Harkins? Ms. Moore? Yes. Mr. Obert?
I'm absolutely voting yes to make the final piece of the puzzle fall in place for Armstrong. They've been well without things for a while, and I want to see it get done as soon as possible. Yes.
Vice President Kelly?
Yes.
President Morgan?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, motion passes 8-1. And Michael, you've alluded to this for over years now, and especially in the summer. We have a plumber, have to go there every morning to basically, we've all watched The Christmas Story, correct? Well, basically, that's how he gets this heater running so these children and our faculty can get through the day with necessary heat. It's just, when was the school built, Michael? Back in the 50s? So
72.
that's what.
Just to follow up on that, President Morgan, not only what Dr. Pulzer had mentioned, the HVAC, the entire infrastructure of this school was outdated, not only mechanically, but electrically as well. Our staff is there multiple times a week. Breakers trip, we lose one leg to the building, we lose power. The backup generator is basically on a trickle charger. If we lose power, we got to go down and actually start the generator by hand, like a diesel engine. As you had mentioned, we go in every morning, our HVAC crew kind of has it where they go in every morning at 5 a.m., whether it's turn the air on in the summer or turn the heat on in the winter. By 9 o'clock, in the winter, the school's up to 85, 90 degrees. There's no way to balance the system. We have 2 old boilers there, an old pneumatic control system. It either goes full speed or it don't go at all. I know it sounds, it sounds crazy, but this is a need and not a want for the students and the staff. You can go from one classroom and it's 85 degrees and go next door and it's 65 degrees. This is something that I put a ton of time into with School Board President Morgan, digging through the drawings and the specs to make sure we're getting exactly what we need for exactly what we're spending. And then my recommendation is it's well needed.
Thank you, Michael. And also, there's a five-year plan, correct? And that'll be going through for not just the mechanicals, the envelope of the building, the auditorium, just an overhaul of that. It's our last building. I mean, you got to look at it in this way. You got kids in this beautiful Ben Franklin building, and then we have the one over there. It just needs to be updated, and it's just a fact of life, and we need to get it done. And stuff in the future is not going to get cheaper. So we need it for our kids to have a good learning environment to get this done and bring that one up to speed with the rest of our schools. It's not fair to those kids at that school for us. It was always the plan. Work our way through. Like Gala said, this was the final step of the puzzle, and that's what we're doing. So,
I'm not saying that the kids don't deserve this, because they absolutely do. But what I'm saying is I, as a board member, should not have to sit there and look in the public documentation for what the bids are or any documentation. It should be handed to us when it should be handed to us if we're going to vote on it. We don't get anything. That's just my point.
I disagree, Amber. You've provided all the information we needed, correct?
Yeah, we went through everything in the bid, and we we talked through the bids that were good, the bids that weren't up to the what we were asking for. We did go through it at finance.
But you're talking about at the committee meetings, and none of us attend the committee meetings. And I don't sit on that committee anymore to know what's going on. So it's just a shame.
Well, they are public, too.
It's a public meeting. Anybody can attend the meeting.
You can also Zoom in.
There's also minutes. right?
Mm-hmm.
We do the
Yes, it
minutes.
is. All right, can we move on, please? Okay, accepting of purchase proposal, general obligation bond series of 2026. Motion to accept the bond purchase proposal for general obligation bonds series of 2026 of Stifel, Nicholas and Company Incorporated, set forth the said proposal. Do I have a motion?
Set motion made.
You got Gallus and Amanda. Constance, I'm sorry. Questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Approve the extension of due diligence period under the agreement of sale of Crystal Windows for the purchase of FDR Middle School by an additional 3 months to February 17, 2026, and to execute an appropriate addendum to the agreement reflecting the same.
So moved.
Gallus. Stacy, questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Stacy, you want to do the years of, yes.
Microphone.
Some amazing, oh, yeah. We have some amazing staff that are retiring, and I'm a little upset, but we have a total of 127 years of staff that are retiring.
What's that? No. Well, Randy, stand up, wave to everybody. Thank you for your service.
Randy, you're on the list too? Oh, no.
Okay, do we have any correspondence? Other business? All right, public participation non-agenda. Mr. Barnhart, you have 3 up here, but unfortunately you don't get 3 minutes apiece. We'll give you a special exemption of 3 minutes. All right, now, come on. All right, Frank.
Let me try this again. Good evening, everybody. Mr. Gallus, Mr. President, congratulations on your win. First things first, I believe we're talking about the policies. When, I don't need that, I can talk loud. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't know that, I'm sorry. Okay, when Mr. John Scanavelli was here since 2023, it's brought to my attention that he's no longer here. Now, there's been a bunch of policies that have been changed, signed off. Do we know what's going on with that?
What policy?
This is your 3 minutes, Frank.
I understand that. He already mentioned it to me. Mr. Polzer?
What policies are you referring to, sir?
I was asked to ask that question, Mr. Nitty.
What's that?
I was asked to ask that question. So I don't know specifics. Okay. Okay, oh, okay, then I.
And then Frank, there's also once a month, there's a curriculum policy meeting where all these have to be brought up and talked to, and that's open to the public.
It is?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Okay. There's one in there about the transportation accountability. Recently, 2 different occasions. I can't speak for all kids, but I know with my daughter, she attends a class at Armstrong. Class was canceled. My daughter wasn't placed on a bus. It came to the point where I was about to notify 911 about that type of incident. So my wife, she just stayed in the local area. I came to the school myself. The transportation refused to take accountability for their actions. I did ask for Mr. Morgan, but I was told you weren't here. I think who I spoke to said you have a day job. I think it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, because I did try to speak to you about it. Their accountability, they're not taking it. They're too busy trying to pass the buck to the school itself. Now, having worked in corrections for 25 years, if anybody knows anything about crime, all it takes is one major incident, and it comes down to who's going to take accountability. Because school boards aren't going to do it because you're not there. It's going to come down to the school, and it's going to come down to the bus transportation. And if anybody says crime doesn't happen, it happens every day. So I request that the school board take action with the bus transportation and take their job serious, because at no time, and I've seen it myself, the bus drivers are not taking accountability. Because if I can tell you, working inside of a jail for 25 years, where 200 inmates are, and I could tell you verbatim each one and the time, and I have recommendations, everybody can say that, you can tell me where 40 students are. And if one student isn't on that bus doesn't go nowhere. Find out what happened, especially with all the woods around here. Kids can get kidnapped, pulled into the woods. And if you guys believe TV, you guys can believe whatever you see on TV, but in my life, and I've seen criminals, I've been there behind them walls, them slamming steel gates. Convicts don't have rules. We have rules that we live by. They don't care about your feelings. They will kill a kid. They'll kill us. We must take this serious. And I request that we do take this serious.
Frank, we will, and we'll take your under consideration.
Thank you.
And you have my email. Matter of fact, I think you have my phone number now. So if you ever want to call me, you know how to get hold of me. I will always return your phone call.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, don't call me sir. That's my dad. I know that's your military upbringing.
That's my
upbringing. But we jumped over a bit, so.
Did I?
All right. Yeah.
I do apologize.
It's okay, my friend.
Mr. Nitty, thank you.
All right, real quick before we move on, I just have to, I know we thanked her earlier, but Stacy, you're a near dear friend. My first meeting, you made me sit next to you way back 8 years ago. You taught me a lot. You jumped in there when we needed you. You got in a horrific car accident a lot of people don't know, and she still made the meetings. So you're a true champion of this school district. Thank you so much. Okay, so our next meeting will be December 1st. Reorg. Do I have a motion to,
So moved.
so moved. Gallus, second.
Second,
All in
Mrs.
favor?
Harkins.
Aye.
It's Mrs. Harkins.
I said Mrs.
Aye.